This is the EWN Podcast Network.
Ever wondered how you could turn your side hustle into a full-time gig and spend more time together?
Hi, I'm Vikki, a #1 best-selling author.
And I'm John, a retired Los Angeles police officer. Welcome to Dig the Well, where we help couples navigate the world of business.
We've been married for 35 years, and because we built a successful side business, John retired 9 years earlier than he originally planned from the Los Angeles Police Department after 25 years on the job. Now we spend more time together, and we want to help couples like you do the same.
Join us as we help you overcome common obstacles, and we show you how to make extra income without sacrificing family time.
Ready to dig deep and build your well? Let's get started. Hey. We are live from Tulum. Or you might be listening recorded.
Yeah, so we're not live.
Yeah.
But at the time, right now it's live for us.
We're in Tulum, Mexico at a new resort. Look at this view. I don't know. Yeah, oh my goodness. This is not a fake Zoom background.
Right, yeah. It could be though, right? They could make something like this.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even really give it justice what you guys are seeing, because it's kind of washed out because we're so dark, because we're on this balcony to our room and the sun is on the other side of the building at the moment. So it's making us look kind of dark. So it's kind of blowing out and making the scene behind us look kind of washed out.
But you can see it.
The water is this clear teal blue, just beautiful weather. It's maybe low 80s.
This is like I feel like it's 70s.
Beautiful breeze blowing through here. And even at night, you figure, gosh, it's night. It gets down to about 73, 74 degrees is really cold for them, I guess.
Yeah, no jacket needed.
Yeah, it is just absolutely beautiful out here. And how we get to come out here isn't because we're like sons and daughters of aristocracy.
Right. Millionaires, billionaires.
It's because the industry that we've chosen to become a part of, some of the companies in those industries will offer incentive trips for those to earn it. And the particular company that we're involved with, Neora, they do these beautiful trips once a year. And it's in places like this, right? Yeah. This is a 4-star. I think it's a 4-star resort, right?
Yeah, at least, if not resort. 5.
Yeah, maybe 5. 3 years ago, we were out here. The last time we were out in Tulum, it was out here again. It was at the Conrad. That's a really nice.
I think The Bachelor or Bachelorette was filmed here. A lot of people love that, so pretty cool at this resort.
This again is one of the reasons why we do what we do, because it allows us to take these trips, and it's all expenses paid. So they paid for our airfare. They're paying for our hotel room here, which is just spectacular, guys. And they're paying for all of our food, all of our drinks,
the flights, everything.
Yeah, and the transfer. Because if any of you have been out here, like either Cancun or Tulum, you know that when you fly to either airport, now Tulum has their own airport, but no matter what, if you're flying into those airports, it's a long drive to the resorts. And it's an expensive transfer, and the company pays for all of that too.
Yeah, everything. Tips too. Tips.
Yeah, they said that all of our tips are taken care of here. Well, we still tip.
We like to tip people, extra.
The service at all these places that we've ever found in Mexico has been just incredible. They're so nice and they're so attentive.
Right.
And we just want to give them a little extra too. So.
And our first jobs, both you and me, were in the service industry. So we want to reward that and thank them for great service too.
Yeah, especially when the service is truly great. All right. It's not like they're doing us a favor. They actually, at least they seem like they really want to be really helpful. So we love it.
Yeah.
Love this, guys. And if you can be a part of it, and who wouldn't want to be a part of this for free, basically, right? You earn the trip, but you earn the trip by building your business. So you build your business and you're making money, and it helps your bottom line because you're getting a bigger paycheck every week, every month. And at the same time, you're earning this trip.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's really incredible. Incredible. Well, we have some incredible news to share. Big announcement from our company. And I'm going to actually let John take it away and tell a little more about our story of who we were, 13 years ago. And when a friend shared this with us. So,
yeah. So, a number of you guys know us, and I know some of you guys have followed us. And if you have, you know what our story is. And if you haven't, then basically about 13 years ago, Vikki was approached by a friend of hers to get involved in this particular company that we're involved with now, Neora. And at the time, Vikki was already very successful with another company, and she wasn't really looking at anything else. But there was something that kind of intrigued her because she's a very business-minded person. So there was something that really intrigued her about it. And what she saw was the results that of the product that they had. It was actually only one product. It was just a night cream. But she saw her friends, they looked so much younger and their skin looked so much better that she knew that something was going on, that the product actually truly worked, which is kind of odd because a lot of times you're pitched on a product and it doesn't actually work, but there might be some money in it. And that's not what we were interested in. We weren't interested in pitching something just to make money because that's not what we're about. So It had to be something that actually worked, that actually had a benefit for others and would help other people. And hopefully we could make a little money in it. But no matter what, it had to be something that was beneficial to other people. So she saw that, and it kind of piqued her interest a little bit, and she went to a meeting and she saw what was going on, but she wasn't going to be taken, right? She wasn't going to, right?
I didn't want them to get
sucker.
me. That was my words too. I'm like, she's going to get me.
Right. But what she saw something that was really interesting, and there was a crazy business opportunity, but the company was more or less a startup at that time, right? They had been in business less than a year. And even though they're run by a management team that was very successful, but we didn't know that. We didn't know them. We weren't personally acquainted with them. And we didn't really follow the industry close enough to know how successful they have been in other businesses. So we looked at it like it was a startup. And if you guys are true entrepreneurs, if you guys know business, you know that the vast majority of startup companies fail. They fail very quickly. And it's odd to find someone that can survive, and especially a company that can survive and set some sort of crazy record. So Vikki was intrigued enough that she told me about it.
Yes, I didn't leave him alone. You were on the job. You were working nights, Los Angeles Police Department. I bugged you during the middle of your shift.
Yeah.
That's how much I saw the potential of this.
And I was trying to explain to Vic, look, I'm busy right now, right? I can't deal with this, but I really want to hear about it because I truly did. Because if you know us, you know that for years we both have been wishing and praying, absolutely praying for the right kind of business to come our way. So, and we also had the mindset that if that business came our way, we would not ignore it. We would not miss out on it. We wouldn't fail to make a decision. Right, because I think there's been so many decisions. We were old enough at that point, and we had seen so many other business opportunities that we've seen and we've let go because we couldn't make a decision. We were skeptical. We were trying to analyze it too much, and we got kind of locked into almost like a paralysis.
By analysis.
Right? And like I've always been told, there's three things you can do. You can make the right decision, you can make the wrong decision, or you can make no decision. And the worst of those three is making no decision. Right. But that's generally what a lot of people do, including us, including me.
Right.
It's like when you're just so skeptical that you just can't make a decision. So
when you miss out. Yeah.
And we had, at least I had promised myself that if I saw a business opportunity come across my bow again, that I was not going to be indecisive. It was either going to be a yes or a no. And if it was a yes, we're going to commit and run with it. If it was a no, then forget it. We'll just let it go and just move on to something else. Well, when this came about and Vikki told me about it, and I saw the excitement that she had, and what she was telling me, what Vikki was telling me was there was really something here.
Yeah.
Even though this is a startup, they had a great product. They seemed like they knew what they were doing. And I thought, you know what? It's not like we're...
And science behind it, clinical trials,
it's
proof.
It's completely natural, plant-based, non-toxic. It just ticked all the right boxes.
And, sorry to interrupt, but do you remember what you said? I don't know if you were going to go there.
Go ahead.
But to me, what John said was the biggest point for a lot of people is that you were like, the fountain of youth, Vic, is never going away.
Yeah. So what this product addressed is an anti-aging product. And so I thought nobody really wants to look their age, or certainly not older than their age, right? And men or women, And people may not admit it outwardly, but no one wants to look old. Everyone wants, if you asked, I think, anyone, right?
Right.
And if they gave you an honest answer and you said, hey, look, if I could roll the clock back 10 years and make you look 10 years younger, would it be a yes or a no?
It would be a
Right.
yes,
It's
100% of the time.
It's like if you took the top of your head off and removed your brain, it would be a no-brainer, right? It would be, yeah, absolutely. I want to look 10 years younger. And a lot of people wouldn't admit that, especially men, I think. And I think especially men in the police occupation, right? I don't think a lot of my copper friends would say, yeah, man, I really am worried about some of these wrinkles. I've got some like frown lines. And, it just doesn't sound right.
But they do care.
They do care.
They
right?
do.
They look in the mirror every morning. They see what they look like, and they think, you know what? I don't remember looking like this 5 years ago or 10 years ago.
And I'm so glad you brought that up. It's not about vanity, though.
No.
I want to make that clear. A lot of people, I'm not vain. They want to just blow me off for that. I'm like, I'm not vain either. But confidence is the most important currency for any person, is the confidence you have in yourself. And so to me, that's what we offer is confidence, transformation to confidence when you've lost that. Yeah.
And so what we did was we decided that almost 13 years ago that, we're going to go and jump in and we're going to invest a little bit of our money. It was $1,000, which isn't really that much money when you're talking about business, right? But we thought
we get product for it too.
Right. We got more than $1,000 worth of product. So it wasn't like we were just going to invest in an IPO, which you could lose everything and have nothing to show for it. At least we still had product to show for it. And we loved the product and we knew the product worked. So there really was no risk whatsoever. And a little bit of our time in building the business.
Exactly.
And I'm going to tell you right now, it's been 13 years and that $1,000 investment has paid us over and over. We've made well over $1 million on that $1,000 investment.
Yeah, baby.
Because the company keeps track of that. And when you've made $1 million or more, they put you in the $1 million club. So we've gotten that.
Many years ago, we hit the million
and I'm
mark.
not saying that to brag, because we are nothing special. I mean, neither of us have a sales background.
No.
Neither of us have
I don't
a marketing.
like salespeople. Sorry, salespeople.
Neither of us have a marketing background. Neither of us have any of that, but we don't need that. And in fact, I think if you have that, it might be kind of a disadvantage in this industry, because you're going to do it your way instead of doing it their way. And their way is a simple system. And that's all we plugged into was a simple system. And if we could do it, good Lord, anyone can do it. Come on.
For sure.
A policeman, like we always joke in my industry, like we are unhireable. If we're not a policeman, we are completely unhireable because we can't do any other job. Right? Or could you imagine me working at a restaurant or something? Oh my gosh, they would lose all their customers. So what I'm saying is that we made that leap of faith 13 years ago, and it has been a godsend. It allowed me to retire from that police job 9 years earlier than what I had planned. So I had
Go ahead. We're both so excited. No, go ahead.
So I had a plan for my career, and I knew that I wanted to hit a certain mark. And it was about 4 years from when I actually did retire. I retired in 2019, January 2019. And it was 4 years from there I was going to hit a certain point in my career that I could go on to something else for 5 additional years. So it would have been 9 years total. Then I would have pulled the pin and I would have been done and walked away and I would have been happy. But by leaving 9 years earlier than what I had planned, that cut about half of my pension.
Yeah.
So I'm only earning exactly 53% of what my pension. So, and they base the pension on not my full pay from the past year, but my base pay. So it's a minimal amount. So I took a much bigger than a 50% pay cut in order to retire.
Retiring.
But we could afford it.
Need it all.
Afford it because of the money we were earning from Neora. It more than made up the difference. So I could leave that.
And I think we should pause right there.
Pausing.
How many of you, because I think a lot of people on our team in Neora don't even know that.
Yeah.
How many of you at your current salary could retire comfortably, travel the world, pay for their daughter's wedding, which we did. We paid for 3 weddings, actually, for her.
Well,
so many things on 53% of what you're making right now.
No, less than that.
Right, because that was your
53% of because I don't know. So for us, a lot of what we are making is not just our base salary. We have a lot of bonuses that are added onto our base salary. So we make significantly more than our base. So what you're saying is you would have to be able to walk away from your job and make far less than half of what you're taking home now. Far less. I mean, we're talking somewhere in the 40% range.
So, I mean, that should be eye-opening, jaw-dropping. I really don't even think most of the people in Neora that know us know that's the case. We've been making it on our Neora income and that, solely, you guys, and doing all the amazing things. And people are like, how do you travel there? How are you in first class? How are you doing this? How are you doing that? It's because we're smart. And we jumped onto an opportunity when it was offered. We were scared, skeptical, all the things, but we finally felt like we were in the right place at the right time for once in our lives.
Yeah.
So,
and how would you feel about that? How would you feel about being in the right place at the right time? What if what if you knew something that nobody else knew, where you could invest a small amount of money and some of your time, and you knew it was going to pay off?
Right.
What would you do? Would you just let that train leave? Would you just, it's weird. I've heard the story. I don't know whether it's true or not, but I had heard that there was in the Los Angeles Police Department, and I believe it was Hollenbeck Division. I'm not sure, and I hope you're watching this, because that police officer who was on that was amazing. So evidently, what the story I've heard was, there was a policeman in Hollenbeck Division in the Los Angeles Police Department who went to roll call, and he told his buddies that worked his watch, hey, you've got to invest in this startup company. It's going to be big. I'm investing all of the money I have. I'm taking out my deferred comp. I'm taking basically all of his life savings and investing in that. And that's a hell of a risk, right?
That's huge.
Could you imagine? I wouldn't be able to do that comfortably, taking my family, all of our savings and everything we have for our family.
I don't think I'd let you.
But there's something that you have to remember, and I hope everybody gets this, that money is money. You can always make money. No matter what happens in your life, no matter how much money you lose, you can always make that back. And
Right.
all it takes is work. All it takes is commitment and work. And I think maybe he must have had that mindset, to where he felt, hey, if this company, the startup company, doesn't work, I'm still going to survive. My family's going to survive, because I'm going to make money. I'm going to figure a way to do it. And good for him. But what he did was he tried to pitch this to his friends and his buddies on the department and say, hey, this is I'm doing everything. Well, I think a few of them, from what I heard, the story goes, a few of them did take him up on that offer, and they said, yeah, you know what, I'm going to invest in this too. It was Google. And
how many years ago is that?
oh my gosh, I was young on the department. I didn't hear about it.
So
And
95.
I don't know, it was early on. But anyways, every single one of them walked away from the job. They didn't have enough time on to even retire. So they got no pension. They just walked away from the job. They're all multimillionaires because they took that leap of faith.
Yeah.
This is not what Neora is asking. We're not asking for your life savings, right?
No, not at all.
But here's the other thing too. Google was a startup. They were a risk. They were one of those 95% of startup companies that were going to fail, but they didn't fail. The company, Neora, has been in business for 13 years and has set records. In our first year of business, we did $100 million in sales. Very few companies have ever done that. In the first 24 months of business, we did $300 million in sales. Guess how many other companies have done that in history? Zero.
Wow.
We're the only company that's ever done that, yet no one's ever heard of us.
Yeah.
Most people have never heard of us.
Yeah.
We fly under the radar.
Yeah. If you put in the chat, let us know. Have you ever heard of Neora till you heard of us?
I was told it took Apple 7 years to make their first $100 million.
Wow. Yeah.
7 years.
It.
We did it in one. We
Right.
did 300 million in 2 years.
Right. And then the billion. We hit $1 billion in under 4 years.
Yeah, so 3 companies did that.
Wow.
We were one of 3 companies in history in the world, not just in the United States, but throughout the world that have done that. So anyways, what I'm saying is this is a company that's proven itself. It's not a startup. It's not oh gosh, I wonder if they're going to work or not. It's going to work. So the company is strong. The product that they have is incredible. We're jumping into a space that we're the first to market on this. No one else has this.
This second new product. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's gonna be amazing. And if you thought you missed out, which honestly, I have a lot of friends that say, I missed it when you first offered 13 years ago what you were doing and wanted me to jump on board with you. I didn't. And they were sorry for it, right? And I feel bad for them too, because we were sharing it with them because we wanted our friends to join us, to jump on this train with us.
And we didn't want to get them. It was like I thought it too. Oh, my friend's going to get me. We weren't trying to get them. Oh, they're going to sucker me into something.
Yeah. And that's not what it was at all. And they missed it. But here's their chance not to miss it. The train came back to the station for a second run.
Yeah. And we've been through a lot. Should we go into that a little bit? The last 8 years, we've been through a lot.
Yeah. Well, the company's been through hell, basically, through a battle with the federal government. So the FTC wanted the company to change how it pays us, how it compensates us. And this is what's so crazy about the whole industry and the FTC is asking for everyone to do that in our industry because they don't like our industry, just like they don't like how realtors get paid. So they went after the real estate industry,
and they're still going after them. Yeah,
and it's an ongoing thing. But when they came to Neora, the CEO of Neora said, "No, it's not going to work that way. These people have spent their time, which is the most precious thing that anybody has." And they've spent their time building their businesses and building their organizations. I'm not going to take that away from them by not compensating them. They earn that.
Right.
And so what happened was it started a legal battle between the Federal Trade Commission and Neora. And this went on for about 8 years. And a federal judge last year finally had their ruling. And in federal court, we won. And I guess there were 8 issues that the FTC was fighting us on, saying we're a pyramid scheme, a Ponzi scheme.
Which we're not.
Talking about how we are how the company was illegally compensating their brand partners, their distributors, how we have a business model that doesn't have true actual customers. It's just a way to move product through your distributor network. Well, guess how many of those 8 points the Federal Trade Commission and the government, the United States government, with their unlimited resources, and how many millions they threw into this court battle, and how our company, Neora, had to privately fund and had to pay for out of the CEO's pocket, his own personal, over $20 million to defend ourselves against the FTC or to prove that we are a legitimate business.
Yeah, everything's legal on the above board, up and up.
How many of those 8 points do you think the FTC won on? Absolutely zero, not a single one, because we proved, and when I say we, I'm talking about Neora proved that we're a legitimate business on all 8 counts, and the federal judge even said that by far that we were a completely legitimate business. But we're the only one.
And not a pyramid scheme. Absolutely not
You're
a
right,
pyramid
correct.
scheme, which seems to be everybody's like catchphrase for like anything they're looking at.
Right.
So yes, we are not. So we have the gold medal, in my opinion, gold stamp of approval, whatever you want to call it, from the government, basically, that we are the most ethical, upstanding, incredible, powerful company.
So we've gone through the fire, right? We've run that gauntlet, and now
there's a reason.
we can't be touched.
Yeah,
we cannot be stopped. The federal government, the FTC. When I say federal government, I'm talking about the Federal Trade Commission. They want to stop everyone in our industry, and they have successfully stopped and have altered the commission payments on every company they've come across, except for us. We're the only ones, because we're the only ones that fought them. If the other companies wanted to fight, I don't know if they could win, because I don't know if their business model is sufficient to prove all cases against them that the FTC
their
would bring. I don't think they could survive it. Nor do I think they could they survive the financial burden of having to go to court. Like
they
over
wanted
$20
to
million.
bankrupt Jeff Olson. They wanted, our CEO. They were trying to they told him he couldn't win, and he won. It's because we were in the right. There was so much shenanigans. You can only imagine, because as you're seeing how much corruption there is in our government. Yeah. And we got to weed that out. And you can see how they weaponize different parts of our government
And that was one of the weaponization issues that the FTC had. They basically told our CEO, Jeff Olson, that we're going to make your life hell.
Yeah,
You're not
and
going to
they
be able to do
did.
business. You're not going to be able to do business. And what they did was they stopped any bank that was basically all the banks that were FTC or FDIC insured and whatnot. They basically, the banks turned us down, said, no, you can't have an account with us any longer. So they had to look for other banking issues, but because obviously we're accepting credit card payments. And so they had to have these merchant accounts set up with other banks that were charging horrendous fees that
Right.
that Neora did not pass down to us,
Right.
did not pass down to the
customers.
They absorbed that cost.
Right.
But until we won, once we won, everybody wants us back.
The more you know about the company, the more and more you're going to be impressed. Truly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So anyways, basically what I'm saying is, and I know we've been kind of on the soapbox for a bit, but the whole point of this was, if you felt you missed the train the first time that we were jumping on board and you didn't jump on board with us and you felt like, gosh, I should have, this is your opportunity, because what this product is just simply amazing, and it's coming from a proven company that has set records. This company is going to we're going to tear it up. This is going to be bigger than what it was 13 years ago. And we made over $1 million on it 13 years ago. And, I don't want to I guess we're not supposed to make all these money claims. Oh yeah, we can.
We're not.
Because we did.
Yeah. We can prove it. Yeah. So it's been the best decision ever. And I want to, you've said it, but I want to keep saying it. We made we broke all the records that first year in a crowded night cream skincare space. Yeah. This space that we have, this breakthrough product, nobody's in the space. We're going to own it. Yeah. So now more than ever, you're in the right place at the right time. If you listen and jump on board and be part of our pre-launch team.
Yeah, and just let us know if you want that, because we'd love to have you as part of the pre-launch team. We'll send you the information. We'll send you videos. We'll send you the information that you need. And when Vikki says that there's no one else in the space, there are no competitors to us in this space.
Right.
Yet the product that we offer is applicable to anyone, almost everyone.
Right.
Right.
Right. Everyone.
Almost everyone. It's incredible. I mean, we're just beyond excited about it.
Yeah, and we can send you some information on it. So if you're if you're listening to this on YouTube or Rumble, you could put in the comments, put a fire emoji, ask us to send you more information. You could put your email address, and we'll send that to you if you want. On any of the other platforms, Spotify, all of the things. Yeah. You will find in the show notes our email address. We'll make sure it's in there that you can personally email us, and we would be your sponsor. We would be helping train you, hold your hand, teach you everything we've learned. And believe me, you want to be with a leader that knows what they're doing, not just somebody that just got started. They don't know exactly what they're doing. You want to be with a leader team that absolutely will hold your hand and help you every step of the way. So reach out to us.
Yeah, and along those lines, I want to say this. If you think this is a get-rich-quick scheme, it is not. And if that's what you're thinking, please don't reach out to us, because that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for people like us that have a dream and that want to put in the work and put in the action behind it to make those dreams come true. If you're that kind of person, then absolutely we want you on our team. But if you think you want to get rich quick, and this is some sort of like a quantum leap to riches, that's not what this is, and that's not who we're looking for.
Right. Yeah. Good point. Good point. And then if anyone on our team shared this with you, I want to make sure that's clear. You'll be working with that person and us, so it's a double whammy. Yeah. So you definitely.
And please, when you reach out to us, if someone else in Neora has reached out to you, and that's who you're working with, let us know that, so we make sure that they get the credit for you guys, so that we can help. We don't want to, we're not into stealing anyone or playing those games. That's not what this is all about.
Neora is so different than other companies.
And we just really want everyone watching this, listening to this, to, if you have it within you, you want to work you want something better than what you've got. and you're willing to put in some work and you want to work with a team and you're coachable and teachable, then we want to share this with you because we want you there too. We want you to be in Tulum with us next year.
Yes.
If we come to Tulum.
Wherever we're going, they're going to know.
Last year, actually, we're in Punta Mita.
Right. And in April at our national conference, that's one thing we should definitely end with.
Yeah.
Get in touch with us. We want you at our national conference in April. If you're hearing this before April, you want to be part of that. In Texas. We're going to be there. You're going to see the bigger picture of the company. You're going to get more information. The product's going to be launched, but you want to get started now because you want to start telling people that you know that this product is coming so that because that happened to us in the beginning. I waited. I didn't tell everybody. I was shy. I was nervous about it, all the things. And the first person that started with another friend of mine because I was too shy to share or just whatever it was that was within me, the fear, I kicked myself and I realized, what am I waiting for? Why am I not telling everybody?
Yeah.
That's why you want to get involved now. You want to show up with a big team in April at our conference to learn more about the company and actually see the product be unveiled and kick your business off.
I tell you, it will change your life. It will change your life for the better. And you're going to look back on it and think, gosh, that was the best decision I've ever made.
Yeah.
Because that's how we look back on it. We look back on 13 years ago or nearly 13 years ago, and we think, good grief, what if we said no? What if we let that train leave without us? Where would we be?
Yeah.
We would be still probably wishing
You'd
for
be
something.
working.
I'd be working.
You'd still be working. I'd be sad because he's never home.
Well,
Yeah.
I probably would have been retired. So I would have been retired a few years ago.
It hasn't been 9 years, though.
Yeah, it's 13 years ago.
No, when you retired only 6 years
So
ago,
it would be. Yeah,
you'd still be working.
Yeah, simple math. I'm half Asian. I think I could do math.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How sad. Our life would be totally different. We couldn't have paid for Misa's wedding.
And the other thing too with this is it's not all about money, because obviously we want money because that's how that's how you have options, right? You can do things with the extra money, whether it's give it to charity, give it to your church, give it to the causes that mean something to you. But the other thing too about this is we've met so many really, really great people that we would never have met.
Yes.
Like there's a group from Kentucky that we met. In fact, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Troy, who gave me a shirt yesterday. We went out to the beach to meet, just to hang out with some people. And I hadn't seen since Troy got here about the same time. He got here a couple of days ago, he and his wife, Sabrina. And I got out to the beach and Troy's like, hey, and he's like yelling from across the thing. He comes running up because I got something for you. And he gives me a shirt from Kentucky.
So nice. Yeah. I know.
But that's just the thing, right? You're gonna meet people that are gonna be lifelong friends, people that you would have never met before from all over the nation, all over the world. And it's just such a great experience. And the other thing I was gonna say was, if you don't think this is for you, it may not be, but you don't really know until you get the information.
Right.
So you don't know what you're saying no to.
Ooh, good
so I would
point.
say if you're an entrepreneur or a business-minded person, you're going to want some extra information. You're going to want to get some more information on it because it's not going to cost you anything. No one's asking for any of your personal information or a credit card to give you this information. Just get the information and check it out and just make a decision. But know what you say no to.
Yes.
Any smart business person would do that.
Yeah, don't be kicking yourself. The pain of regret, right? What's that figure of speech you always say?
Yeah, no, I can't remember it.
Pain of regret is worse than
is far bitter than the pain of making a mistake, right?
Yeah.
So even if you make, like we're talking about right decisions, wrong decisions. If you make the wrong decision, sure, it hurts. But if you pass something by that was something great, and it was only because you were either afraid to get in some extra information or whatever the reason is, right? But if you pass on a deal that was just so good, that regret is going to stick with you for a long time. Because believe me, it's done that with me. I've done that many times, right? And then now, I can't believe 13 years ago. We're so
grateful.
We are so grateful. We thank God every day.
Yeah, we do. It was actually the business we've been praying for.
Yeah. So anyways, guys, if you haven't figured it out, we want you to get some information. We want you to be a part of this on this journey with us. We want you to share in some of the great things that we've had that were because we jumped in 13 years ago. the opportunity you have ahead of you is far greater than that.
Yes, much bigger.
Much bigger. And we're not passing up on it for sure.
All right. Have a great day. We look forward to hearing from you in the comments or in email.
Yep.
All right. Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys. Thanks for joining us on Dig the Well.
We hope you feel empowered and ready to take on new challenges.
Remember, if we can do it, so can you. Keep learning, keep believing, and going after your dreams.
And if you enjoyed this episode, share it with someone who needs a little inspiration or maybe a nudge in the right direction.
Help us grow this community of go-getters. Together, we can achieve greatness and get back to family.
Thanks for listening, and let's keep digging the well.